How many of you have experienced something that impacted or inspired you and changed the way you view the world? When I was a senior in high school, I visited the campus of an out-of-state university to which I received a scholarship. To me, the school was completely unremarkable, and in fact, I couldn't tell you a single thing about the campus today. However, I vividly remember a magnificent public art installation in the heart of the city that branched out with beautiful bronze sculptures scattered for blocks. This installation inspired me and ignited a spark within me that never stopped burning. If I hadn't seen that work of public art, I might not be an artist today. Halfway through my college career, that spark inside me grew into a flame when I discovered my passion for art while studying abroad in Italy. But it wasn't until 5 years later, when I painted the biggest and busiest underpass in my hometown of Billings, Montana, that I came to understand the power of public art. Thank you. That underpass is located in a historically low-income and underserved neighborhood near where I grew up on the south side of town. It stood out to me my entire life as it was gloomy, filthy, and littered with trash and graffiti, and it often served as a shelter where people slept. In the summer of 2020, I devoted more than 1,000 hours over the course of 100 consecutive days to create light and beauty in a space that I once viewed as the ugliest location in town. It is now, thank you. It is now a 4,000 square foot public art installation featuring warm, vibrant colors, local iconic landscapes, and native plants and animals. It is available for anyone and everyone to experience. Through interacting with countless individuals who utilize that underpass and witnessing their emotional responses to my work, I came to realize why my work was so important. There are people who do not have access to beauty. The famed French writer Stendhal wrote, "Beauty is the promise of happiness." Not all people live in affluent neighborhoods surrounded by beautiful homes and architecture. Many people cannot afford art and decor for their homes, and they may not have the means or the ability to visit galleries or museums. Public art tears down those boundaries and provides beauty and fine art that is accessible by everyone, serving as a promise of happiness for all those passing by. Art enriches the lives of all it touches, and a single work of public art has the potential and the power to impact thousands of lives. But with so much homelessness, rising violent crime rates, and mental health disorders at an all-time high, can we really justify spending time and money on public art? Well, public art does more than just beautify a neighborhood. It actually creates safer environments. Crime prevention through environmental design, also known as CPTED, is a crime prevention theory that focuses on altering the built environment to create safer neighborhoods. Studies show that neglected spaces invite crime, so CPTED principles suggest that improving and maintaining a space deters criminal activity, minimizes fear of crime, and builds a sense of community and ownership. One principle of CPTED is natural surveillance, which is essentially drawing attention to a space or making it more visible. Potential criminals are unlikely to attempt a crime if they are at risk of being seen. And similarly, people tend to feel safer when they can see and be seen by others. Natural surveillance can be achieved through implementing windows, lighting, or public art. Murals can serve as natural surveillance, as the bright and bold colors can attract attention and increase visibility. Covering graffiti and unpleasant surfaces creates a more desirable environment for both businesses and residents, thus increasing both property value and tourism. A study from Showfields, an insurance provider for vacation rental homes, shows that 40% of those under 33 years old select their next trip based on how good it will look on social media. The more public art a community has, the more attractive it becomes on social media, making the city more marketable to travelers. Creating public art destinations also increases foot traffic, which helps to improve safety in the area. Upon painting the underpass, I observed a noticeable increase in foot traffic, and not just from people coming to look at the murals specifically. Children began to walk and bike through the underpass on their way to school, and many individuals altered their daily walk, run, or bike ride just to go through the underpass. People told me it felt much safer after it had been painted. One woman with special needs used to walk more than a mile out of her way to and from work each and every day just to avoid that underpass. She told me that once it had been painted, it felt much safer, and she began to use it daily. Several officers with the Billings Police Department even told me they noticed a decrease in criminal activity under and near the underpass after it had been painted. Public art does more than just reduce crime, however. It also improves traffic safety. A study from Bloomberg Philanthropies shows a remarkable reduction in the rate of crashes after the implementation of asphalt art. This study showed a 50% decrease in the rate of crashes involving pedestrians, a 37% decrease in the rate of crashes leading to injuries, and a 17% decrease in the total crash rate, all after some murals were painted on the streets. As a part of the Bloomberg Philanthropies Asphalt Art Initiative, I created 16 individual murals on the streets in the intersections surrounding North Park in Billings in 2022. These bump-out style murals create a visual funneling effect designed to slow traffic entering the intersections and draw attention to the crosswalks. Almost immediately upon painting these murals, the volunteers, residents, pedestrians, and I all observed a reduced traffic speed in those intersections. Those were just a few examples of how public art can create safer environments. But it can also create happier and healthier environments, as public art has been proven to improve mental health. A team of medical researchers at the University of Manchester conducted a study on the relationship of color and emotion. This study showed that individuals with depression and anxiety almost always chose gray as the color that represented their mood, whereas the control group of non-anxious, non-depressed individuals selected warm colors, such as oranges and yellows. Color alone can affect human behavior. It can evoke emotions, inspire reactions, and even alter your blood pressure. This is why I always implement elements of color psychology in my works of public art. I cover dull, ugly gray surfaces with warm, vibrant colors that inspire feelings of happiness, positivity, confidence, and compassion. This helps create a small spark of hope amidst the darkness. Which space would you rather live near and walk past each and every day? Perhaps the most important impact public art can make is less noticeable. It may be the personal effect it can have on individuals. Public art has the ability to change lives like mine, or may even save lives by providing joy, inspiration, or a beacon of hope for someone who may need it. Throughout my time creating public art, I have been told by individuals how my work has directly inspired or impacted them. Many children, and even some adults, have told me they want to become artists just like me. One young graffiti artist told me my work inspired him to stop vandalizing buildings. And another told me I inspired him to become sober from drugs and alcohol and to instead use art as his outlet. You never know when a work of art may touch someone's heart in a special way. One day, a man who was blind came walking through the underpass as I was working on the mural. I noticed him stop and look at the mural for several minutes before silently leaving with a smile on his face. His wife later sent a message to my Facebook page explaining that the bright, vibrant colors and large images allowed him to see art for the first time in many, many years. She said he was absolutely in awe and that they were both grateful that my work of art gave him that experience. Another meaningful moment was when a homeless man gave me his last $4. He was so moved by the work and by the beauty that he began to cry. He told me that I gave him so much during a time when he needed it the most that he felt the need to give me everything he had. All he had were those last $4, which he shoved into my hand before walking away, telling me to keep them and to let him be a part of the project's legacy. Those $4 changed my life, and I still have them today, serving as a reminder of all the blessings and kindness I received and of all of the incredible individuals just like him who composed the mural's story. In addition to those $4, I received more than 100 random acts of kindness and tokens of appreciation, including waters, snacks, books, pictures, painted rocks, and even a tobacco blessing from a Native American woman. I also received more than a dozen letters from complete strangers, one of which I have here with me and would like to share with you. To the talented artist, I drive past this spot every day, and you have made such a dull, bland area such a thriving, beautiful sight for all of us driving, walking, or however we may travel. I am so happy and grateful that you took the time and passion, as it shows, to do such a magnificent painting for all of us to enjoy. This reminds me of my grandma, who has passed away, as she was an amazing artist as well. It brings memories and happiness to me and to many, many people. You will never truly know the impact you have made. Thank you so much. Much love, Gina. If a single work of public art holds this much power, just think of the power you hold. I encourage each and every one of you to support public art in your community. Get involved with the neighborhood task forces or with an organization in your area to find, support, or create public art opportunities. And if you would like to create public art of your own right here in Billings, the Downtown Billings Alliance has a public art program that often has calls for artists to create works of public art in the downtown area. Imagine the transformation of our city if we all worked to create public art, donated to public art projects, or volunteered our time to help a local artist brightening up a neighborhood. Imagine the thousands of lives that could be impacted. Art is a spark with the power to illuminate the darkness. Will you help ignite that spark? Thank you. God bless.